Hello guys, welcome back to the Neon Gaming channel. This is just in case because I see some people actually asking me, what am I doing? What am I going as? What happened to the Battle Force video and stuff like that? Even though they're not technically asking in there, they're asking in the Discord on PM. So here's the thing is, there's an event here that I've been doing for quite a while. The previous video this shows it. Everybody who's in the purple got cards. Well, technically got BF to buy the card, unless they can get it cheaper on trade from player instead of getting it in the market. More than 30,000 Battle Force points has been given away. So what am I doing now? What have I been doing now? Technically, I've been working out. I've been working out and controlling my food and stuff like that. And basically, I'm gonna keep working out and then trying to look for jobs and stuff like that. So, no, as soon as I actually give out all the Battle Force points, I'm gonna pretty much gonna end up the game. I'm not gonna log in or anything like that for dailies or anything like that. And if somebody asks me to help, I might have to, um, transfer it to somebody else, divert it to somebody else who knows how to play the game and such. So basically, long time ago, here's a little story. Long time ago, I had something that people used to be calling me unlimited stamina, because when you're like what 15, 16, 17 and so on until you hit like 18 or something like that. Well, basically when you're really young, you think about being a teen, between kid to being teen and being adult, is that you show that you don't have any limit until you find out that the body does have limits. So once you reach like adulthood, you start learning pretty much how actually world works, how your body actually works, and even through that time, you probably won't even learn completely how the body works. So back then, when I saw Goku and stuff like that, I was born and raised in anime and stuff like that. I was born and raised in gaming and stuff like that. You can even see a video somewhere on my channel where I talk about myself and gaming and such. So basically, what happens is that I always thought that I could be like Goku. Basically, I didn't thought I could turn into Super Saiyan. I just thought that I could be really strong. So, in points of points, I used to work out. I used to get stronger. Sometimes in the winter, below 20 degrees, I used to like run without my shirt or something like that, test how much my body can take and stuff like that. And it actually worked in some ways. Like, I don't get sick. It worked in that way, basically. I haven't gotten sick since I was like 17, 18 years, unless you count the day that me and my best friend started drinking, just that one day. And basically I came home puking and stuff like that, and the next day I think I had a hangover or something like that, because I literally drank everything that he had in his house. I mean, even that chocolate thing shot or something like that, I drank everything that he had on his house. I was loud, disgusting, toxic, all that shit. So basically, if you count that, then I have technically haven't gotten sick since I got 17 or 18 years old. So I want that back. I want that strength back. I'm not sure if I can get that strength back. I'm 32 years old, and the last time that I worked out was when it was 2016. Basically, it was quite a bit back, and I had still a good achievement of what I can actually do. But as you get older, you get weaker and stuff like that, and then your brain goes away, go loose, and all that shit. So basically, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get something back. Sometimes you may have seen pictures like these that you see on the profile and stuff like that. Like if you actually view the profile from here, that is technically when I was 24 and 25. That is technically what I'm not in right now. It's something that I am trying to work into. Not technically this one. You'll see what I mean, which one. I'll show you right now. So when I was younger, I had something like this. I was fat. I'm not gonna lie. I was fat. I think when I was a kid, the doctor told Doctor told my parents if I keep going here, I would have heart disease. Heart disease can get to the point when I can die and stuff like that. That scared the shit out of me, and I started running. That's the technically story about that. So I was big. I got skinny, and I wanted to get like a little bit bulky, which I did this, and I tried to trying to become like a bodybuilder, something like that. I want to be a model, something like that. I try to go cut ways and then get really big. These three was actually done on something that you can eat a chicken on a can. They cost back then. It actually cost like $1.25. Now that can actually cost $2.64, which is bullshit. And it tastes horrible, by the way. So basically, this is what I'm trying to reach back again. This is right here. I'm not trying to reach here, and I'm not trying to reach here at all. And the reason that is because you actually need supplements such as whey protein isolated, and sometimes you might need creatine or some. I didn't take too much creatine, to be honest with you. I just got sick when I actually took those. So even though I forced it down for like about a month, I stopped that and then I didn't do that anymore. However, there were a lot of other pills that I actually take, the multivitamin pills and all that bullshit in there, just so I can get this type of body. And yeah, I was trying to get it bigger, but again, depression hits, and you know what happens after that. So, and since you don't have any money on a job or anything like that, you pretty much cannot keep that up. So I want this one right here. This is basically what I want to work on. My goal is up here. Okay. So that is that for that. So basically what I've been doing is technically doing miles. Um, I started at 260 pounds, by the way. I dropped down right now to 243 pounds. And that was maybe like in a month or so, not even long. 8.54 miles into here, 2.99 miles. This is what my girl does on top. This is what I do, and in the bottom, since I'm doing this with my girl, basically I count it up in, so basically it will be like 12 to 13 miles a day that I do. And basically I had to achieve the milestone, which is 50 miles, but now I want the 101, which I'm going to get close to doing something very stupid very soon, but I'll tell you that more of it later. So back then when I got really big, I had a channel called Pokemon Go channel and stuff like that. Just so you know, I did have other type of channels in here. When I had a Pokemon Go channel for exercise only, which then you can actually see it right here. I did many miles in there. I started between 5 to 8 miles and increased it to 15 to 19 miles a day. And then at one point I was doing like literally between 21 to 30 miles per day. And the amount of pound that you can lose doing something like that, technically when you don't have a job, would be that you will be like 240 pounds starting, and you lose literally 60 pounds in 2 months. That's how big it was. It wasn't unhealthy either. You don't see any loose skin or anything like that. I was perfectly fine. I have energy beyond the ass and stuff like that. And I didn't notice until way later, but I after studying, because it was getting harder to lose some pound. Also, I don't know if I was pre-diabetic right now or not. My doctor did say I was getting close to that. But basically, right now it was getting really harder to do it, even though I'm pushing it to the limit. And I'm trying to figure it out what I did back then, what I didn't do right now. But I've actually starting to notice that when you're walking a lot of times, when you're playing Pokemon Go, you're technically not eating for a while. So what's happening is that I was actually doing intermittent fasting without me noticing until I started studying those intermittent fasting, like 2 meals per day, 1 meal per day, or OMAD, 1 meal per day, or something like that. I was noticing that I was doing something close to that. And now that I noticed that, I actually started copying that as well. So I was doing like 1 or 2 meals per day, which are basically a can of chickens and stuff like that. Which again, there's some research behind that. Just fucking research of that. I'm not even gonna explain it in this video or anything like that. So that's what I pretty much be doing. If actually these old videos, I had it locked up basically. So basically that's 90 pounds that I had on my back. Those 90 pounds I would run up and down. My girl actually do that sometimes. Either I use around pound, or sometimes I just don't have the pound and I sprint up and down the hill for like at least 1 hour and so, and then I actually finish. Actually, this helped me pretty much conquer some of the uphills that I had trouble with. So right now I don't have trouble going uphill. In fact, the workout that I did today had 2 times that I think went up the hill, and I was carrying like big stuff on me, like a lot of food on me. You'll see that more later on. So basically right here I was cooking, which basically the Puerto Rican food that we actually eat is arroz, habichuela y pollo. That's it. And we have sazon, goya, and all that stuff. Now I want to plane it over here, but I don't want to technically go to it. I'm actually going to push this a little bit more further. Boom. And then again, right here, I wanted to show it that it was I didn't show it before I showed the backpack, but that's because this video was actually the first thing, and that's 90 pounds in there. So basically I was putting 90 pounds on my back to increase the amount of pounds that I have on myself, because to be honest with you, is the pace, the speed, and how much you weight that you lose pounds. So I put more pounds on myself to technically lose more weight or something like that, and train myself to get much stronger, much quicker. Let me actually skip this and push it a little bit more further. Did I get to this part before? Oh no, yeah, I did get to the part. For some reason, it didn't skip it to the right area. So this is actually out of order a bit. So let me actually push it a bit further so you guys can see it. It's actually very tasty. There are some videos that I didn't share this. I only share it with my best friend and so on. But look how tasty that looks. That's sazon, adobo, garlic, Nah, there were some other things I only know how to, by heart when I actually cook and stuff like that. So habichuela and pollo. That's what I was going into. Let me actually fast forward this shit because it's getting boring right now. But it's very, very, very goddamn tasty. Trust me. Very good. Look at that. That's goddamn tasty. Anyway, let's actually push that down, and I'm gonna delete all this video because I already put it up here. These are all videos that I actually locked up. They're very goddamn old. They're like about maybe a month old that I was doing this. And then what I'm gonna get up to here is that basically a while ago you can actually see a video called old workout videos and stuff like that, and you technically can like browse through it real quickly. Stuff that I used to do it with the weight. This weight's actually back then when I got it when I was maybe 22, 23. It was about $300 back then. I'm not sure how much they cost right now, but there was a lot of workouts that I did with the with it. Alright, let me see what this is. Oh, this is the like the shoulder workout I did, and then you can tell that I was much skinnier than what you see in some videos. And then again, something I did on the ground where I did a 4 sets non-stop. Basically, this is push up, back rows, then again push up with open or closed like diamonds, and then again you can actually watch this, you know, just go to the video and you go for the old workout edit video. But basically when I actually finished everything, that was where I was able to get the specific body, and that's where I actually got my pictures over here, which if I scroll and this works faster, you can actually see it. So basically this is the reason why you're not seeing me any post any video for 3 days, 4 days. These are actually the last event. Again, 4 weeks after that. This was 3 days ago because of the last event, 4 weeks because, you know, that's how long. But to show you something is because when I was actually little, I was playing Manhunt with a bunch of my friends, and that was the best time because the workout to try to catch every single body was actually awesome. Same thing with tag freeze and stuff like that. That was between the age of 15, 16, 17 and something like that. 18, 19, 20, 21, 32, 22, 25, all that shit was actually runs that I had to do on my own with a little story in my head, like if I was a Super Saiyan or some shit like that, running from one area to the other area, because it gets quite goddamn boring to actually run to one area to another area. So let me actually see one of the pictures in here. For example, this is what I'm actually doing, which is about 8.67 mile, and I actually do hate the estimate calculators, and you'll see one reason why over here. But sometimes in a treadmill and in a bicycle area, they do tell you that sometimes that's overestimated between 30 to 45%, so you're technically not really burning what it actually shows in there. Like if you're burning like 400, sometimes you can actually really be burning 200 only. So I'm not sure how much it is for this, so that's why I stopped putting it in my notebook. I used to calculate it in there, and then it calculated my calories and stuff like that, and I just stopped. I used to do that for like already like 2 weeks and so on, but I stopped because again I'm not 100% sure if that's the right amount. So 8.67 miles, I think I did that, I don't know, I think I did that in like in a, oh, this is walking, never mind, this is the one that I walk, because I did injure my ankle 3 days ago, but it's actually fixed right now. Surprising. I have my 50, I already showed that, and basically, for example, this is a walk that me and my girl does. That's her workout and stuff like that. So then it will give you like an estimate calories of 463, about 2.99 mile, and 1840 pass, which is just a normal walk. Then you have this one, which is a 8.54 miles. You can tell the yellow is actually a normal run. Anything that is orange is slowing down a bit. Yellow is increasing up with the speed again. Red is that you're really slowing down. Now, I understand that this all up here is uphills and such. So I'm going from uphill of this, and then again a little bit. This right here is when it gets a real straight, and so on. So again, all this right here equates to at least a 13.56 pace. It says its estimated calories is 1,523. I do not know how goddamn accurate this is, but I can't base my calories intake on this because again, maybe I am burning 1,200, maybe I'm burning 1,100. I really don't know if Nick Run Club is actually completely accurate. This basically was in 2 hours and 54 minutes, and then again you see that on the left side after, because it's 10:28 when I did this. This is also 10:28. So I come back home, and then when me and my girl basically walk for 1 hour, which is about 2.99 miles, and then again it's about 463 calories. So this is added up close to 2,000 calories estimated. Okay, so this is another one right here. Again, that was like a pace of 15:56, 51. I think this is actually a walk, a brisk walk that I did, because I don't know which one of these I actually twisted my ankle, but I basically twisted my ankle and now I have to do like brisk walk for quite a bit. So let me actually shut that right down right here, and let me actually get to this one, which is where I want to get to my goal and stuff like that. So this one right here is basically where I started like doing run sprints, like between sprint and running. So I will run all the way down here and try to get to this part in lower seconds. And it seems to me that I must have probably oh yeah, because it's reverse. I'm sorry. It's gonna be reverse. Basically, it should have been from left to right. So basically what happened is I got here in 17:05 minutes. That was 10:23 2019, and I'm doing a 10:22 pace. It only says estimate 313 calories. I do not show that I actually come back up here, which is burning calories. I'm walking up basically, because this was actually to try to get here in lower time, which I did. When I actually look to this one right here, it's this is where I first started. It was 18:41 minutes, 11 pace, and so on. Only 309 calories, 1.67 miles. It was running all the way down here, and that much it took me, and then I did it in much sooner and so on. And the reason why is because back then I did things that were way sooner than that. So for example, here is a 927 2006, which is about 3 years ago, and I'm running from where I lived all the way down. You see that all the way down. I get slow over here, but all this is 4.67 miles, and then I'm actually doing that at a 10:3 pace. That's not even what I'm doing right now. The stuff that I do for the 8 point something miles is between 13, 15, so on pace, unless I'm doing brisk walk. Like this is 10:3 pace. This is only 1 hour to try to get from where I live all the way to a hospital. Which, by the way, if I don't think I can scroll this a little bit sooner. I think I can. There you go. This right here is downtown. Okay, so every time I need to go to downtown, I have to go all the way down here. There's some foods in areas and stuff like that around here, but basically I have to go all the way if I want to go to downtown, I have to go over here. So you either take a bus or you have to run there. I ran there pretty much, and that was basically done in 46 minutes. And here's is where I got really pissed, because the 149 estimate calorie, I think that was a bug. I think I don't know if it was starting for Nick Run Club. It was horrible to see that you had like 149 calories. Let me tell you right now, that 120 a guy who weighs 120 pounds burns 100 calories per mile. So I know it was way more than fucking that. It was 4 miles. It was got way more than 149, but it fucked me up for a bit because I didn't pay attention too much of the of what was it in reality. But later on I found out that, oh wait, I'm not really burning 149 calories. Technically I'm burning if I'm 120, which I was in there, I think I was at that point 200 pounds or 210 pounds and stuff like that, and I was getting to 180 pounds, and I pretty much ran that 4.67 miles in close to an hour, 46 minutes, and a 10 average pace of 10 something in there. So basically that's what I did before, and that's what I want to get to right now. And that was only about 3 years ago, which basically, if again, I'm 32 right now, so it shouldn't be that long since that happened. So this is another thing that I want to get to. However, there is technically a downhill here, and that's the reason wwhy you see me kind of slowing down when I'm going uphill. So I'm not sure how accurate this would be for me, because this is technically doing a 2.40 miles at an 8.20 average pace in only 20 minutes. So that's something I did back then. So that's something that I want to do right now. So basically, there's a big uphill going up here, and then you go straight, and there's a downhill started from somewhere around here, a downhill, then you take a right, and then basically, again, I was running in a fast pace, so almost getting close to a sprint run, basically. So obviously, during the end, I was struggling completely to get to this point, but that was at least 2.40 miles at 20 minutes, 8.20 pace, which is faster than the majority of the things that I have done. So, and these are just workout things that I did when I'm going shopping. If I'm going to food, so here's where one of the Aldi is at, and here's one of the Stop and Shop is at. So basically, when I go in food shopping, I just go walking and stuff like that. I'm not sure where is it showing the. Oh, there it is. I have to actually start from right here so you guys can technically see what was going on. So basically, what happened today is basically. Oh, that's how it happened. Okay, apologies. Now I get to explain that thoroughly. It's about 722 calorie estimate, by the way. It's about 4.18 mile, an average of 1521 at a 1 hour. And this is basically me going to Walmart to buy my food. So what happens is that let me see where I start. I start from right here, I guess. So I walk down. Basically, my girl is going to take pretty much the bus right here, and then I'm actually going to start walking this. And then I found out that going this way, it is much longer than me just going this way, and then coming down here. And though it looks like it should be shorter, technically, if you actually grab like a pencil or stuff like that, while I'm going up in here, technically this guy's going up in here. So by the time I reach all the way on top, I'm already probably like way down here or so on. And this is all uphill. This is all straight uphill, and then you actually take left and so on. So basically, I'm also not as tired, and it's actually much longer. And the reason I found that out is because this is 4.18 mile to get there, to get to this part right here, which is an estimate of 722 for Walmart. And then when I'm going back home, however, which look at the timing, it's about 104, right? And look at this one. Well, wait, is that the one that I... Oh, sorry, that's the estimated. That's the same one. I'm sorry, apologies. This one, which is basically coming back home. See, I don't take the uphill, which is also a shortcut. I just go straight forward, and then I come back home. But the miles is actually 374 instead of going down here. And then I think is... let me 1 second. It's just... Oh, and up here, and then I think it's all the way up here, and then somewhere around here coming down and stuff like that. So basically, this is actually 374 miles instead of the 4+ mile up there, and the time for that was actually a 1 hour and 10 minutes. And though I was actually much slower pace in there and such, it wasn't by a lot. It's 3.74 miles. It's actually much faster to go through here than actually take the other way area. So I wanted to calculate it because that's the reason why I went this way. I wanted to calculate if it was shorter, and yes, it is shorter. So in my workout, I will not do this. I will always try to go the long way because I need to burn the most calorie. So in here you will have an estimate of 580 calorie plus an estimate of 722 calories, which brings you up to close to like 12,000 something calories with some change and stuff like that. So that's not the only thing I did. However, we then got up and grabbed our food, which again is 11:02, as you see right now. Oh, by the way, as I'm coming back home here, I'm also carrying a lot of weights, which again, if I push this down for a bit so you guys can see it and come to the first video right here, it's basically me getting into. So this is basically a bunch of cans and bottles and ketchup and juice and stuff like that. And then you look over here, there's a bunch of cans and stuff like that. And then you see the bags and such. And basically, I put that on myself for Walmart, and then I walk back home, which is where you see the fastest walk. Sorry, a brisk walk back home with all that stuff on me. So basically, I know I burned way more calories than this is basically saying over here, because I'm carrying probably 50 or 60 pounds on me and such. So then we actually pack up our stuff, and then this is just going to be a walk, you know, a normal walk, nothing to be strong or anything like that. And then we get to Stop & Shop, buy our food and stuff like that, and from Stop & Shop we go to Aldi, and then from Aldi I go back home. That's where you see a little more scribble in there between that orange, because orange is where when I was coming back up, and the yellow is technically going back down. During that time I was actually carrying all this stuff right here. Basically, you see the apple, beef, the steaks in there. Sorry, a bunch of bottles of no sugar, by the way. Powerade. They were at 79 cents at Stop & Shop, so I definitely bought a couple of that. You can see water bottles. This is where I'm actually going to be using to actually go from one city to the next city, which is about 30 miles. Which I did it before. It's on one of my other videos, but I don't show it because it kind of like pretty much show my location on my other channel. So again, these two bottled waters when I'm going to bring to that city and so on, with some food and such. And then I have all these stuff right here, like this is turkey bacon, so it's not a lot of calories. It's pretty much going to be protein for that, and eggs and stuff like that. And then I pretty much bring that back home. From here I start walking back home with it, which is goddamn heavy. I checked it and I was pretty much close to 71 pound on the scale, and technically that didn't bother me going all the way up. Is from here, once you get to that, let me see, from right here. See how it slows down? All the way here is pretty much orange. This yellow is coming down. All this here is because walking all the way up to here is uphill. It's all uphill. This way it's much easier going down than going back up and stuff like that. So I brought that all the way back home, which then gives me an estimate of 525 calories, which I know for goddamn sake, I know I burned way more than goddamn that, because you burn more going uphill than downhill, and you also burn more when you have a lot of stuff on you, like a lot of weight on you. So if you want to make the calculation for today, which is going to be another estimate, it will be 722 estimate calorie plus the 500 estimate 18 calories plus another 525 estimate calorie, which I know I burned probably more than that because I was going uphill. Even if it's this goddamn estimate, I know I was going like uphill, and I did a lot of work from there. So that, and the miles would basically be 3.83 miles plus about 3.74 miles plus 4.18 miles. So that was pretty much my workout today. So if you're wondering why I'm not actually making a video about of that thing and such about Battle Forge and all that, is because I'm doing my workout, and soon this is basically me reaching one area at 20 mile, and then I don't have the picture for the 30 miles one, but basically I did 30 miles for one picture to one picture according to Google Plus. Google Map. If Google Map is even correct about their mileage. So something that we're going to be doing very close is that I am actually going to be doing that same thing at a 243 pounds and stuff like that, and I want to see if I can actually get there in 6 hours. Last time I did it in 8 hours, but again I was much smaller than that in weight, and at the same time this time it's going to be colder. Back then it was more of a springtime. So that's pretty much it. It's going to be at the end of the video. You guys will not see me until the release of the video for anything for Battle Forge, so I apologize for anybody like that. And I will make a video about the quits, which is basically going to direct anyone to this video, but as explained time the things that I've done in Battle Forge, which is why I technically got I'm pretty much done. In all honesty, in short term, it's pretty much that I finished everything Battle Forge, and that's all. And I'll see you on the next video.